Hey there, welcome to the Renaissance Woodworker Shop Update. This week I'm going to show you how I go about flushing up the through tenons on this perch stool, something that may not be exactly intuitive because you're dealing with this concave surface. Well, the thing is, you can just do it using a chisel and a little bit of bevel down paring technique. But first, just a little bit of business. Next week, next Wednesday to be precise, I'm going to do a Renaissance Woodworker Live, and I'm going to go back to an open Q&A model for this one. We've been building this project for the last couple of months. A lot of questions have been building up, certainly around this project, but just woodworking in general. So show up at 6 p.m. Eastern Time next Wednesday, December 6th. I'll fire up the live stream and I'll just be taking questions from the chat room about anything, really, mostly hand tool related, because why would you want to talk to me about a table saw? Right now, I've got my once a year sale going on at the hand tool school. It's masked as a Black Friday sale or a winter sale, however you want to put it. It started Black Friday and it runs through December 15th. And it is 30% off everything at the hand tool school. Basically, just show up on my site, add whatever you're looking for to your cart, use the coupon code SAW&SAVE at checkout, and you will save that 30%. A lot of people have already taken advantage of this. Thank you to those who've just joined us. And if you're at all interested, now may be the time. I only do this once a year. So let's move on to the perch stool here. The biggest issue with something like this is once it's already assembled, how do I go about holding it? I can't really clamp it in a vise or anything like that. So that's where the stretchers come in really handy. So I need something else to sit on besides the stool itself. So I'll grab my other shop stool, and by setting the perch right in front of me, I can put my foot down on the stretcher, come in and lock my other foot around the leg, kind of pressing it up against the front leg. And now I've got a nice firm basis to work off of. So I'm going to start here on this front peg that I'm on a convex surface here. It's a little bit easier. I'm just going to use a regular bench chisel and working bevel down, I come in and press it right up against the edge. And as I lever back on the handle, I actually scoop up. And you're just using the heel of the bevel as kind of a fulcrum point. And I'll make kind of a slicing cut at the same time, just by rocking the hand from side to side. It makes it a little bit easier to remove a larger amount of wood. If I just try to come in and just lever straight up, it'll remove some, but it moves a much smaller amount than if I come in and actually start slicing across. I want to work from the outside in all the way around. If I work off the opposite side, there's every chance that I could blow out that far side. So now I've created like a little pyramid almost. Let me come in from the front side here. So now I've trimmed all the way around the peg, and on a convex surface like this, I can come in, bevel up now, and just kind of loosely holding the chisel by the neck, I can pivot the chisel from side to side and continue with that slicing motion. And here I've got my hand anchored on the seat itself, so it's holding the seat even more stable. And now that I've worked from the edge in, I can work off the far side because the fibers are fully supported. They're flush with the top of the seat. So as I pare across, I actually want to remove a little bit of the walnut of the seat around it. Give myself a nice clean surface. And there we go. There's the front tenon, nice and flush. And that's actually finish ready, it's polished. So now as I work on the back here, on these concave surfaces, it's the same process to get it started, but I actually have even a little bit more leverage. And you can see I've got more tenon to remove here because I couldn't saw it too close to the seat without bumping the saw into the lips of the seat. So right there, you can see that scooping action that I've created just rocking on the heel of the bevel. Now I'm gripping the chisel, and as I pull my fingers closed, I'm slicing the chisel towards me. And now that I'm a little bit closer to the seat, I can come in and just work with that pivoting action. Before, because it was so tall, I didn't have any leverage back here because of the convexity. On the top, I could actually leverage off the higher part of the seat. Now it's all low from here, so I can't really get a lot of leverage. So there's not as much prying power. But now I don't have quite so much to remove, and I can approach it the same way I did the center tenon on the convex surface. Now this is the same technique you could use on anything. Anytime I've got a through peg or something, a lot of instances I'll actually leave it proud. I've got a little dome, almost pyramid shape here now that looks really cool. The faceted look can be really beautiful. Obviously I don't want to be sitting on that. I want these flush to the seat. So I am going to go ahead and bring them the rest of the way down and smooth them out. Now if you used a travisher here to actually hollow the seat, this is a great opportunity to come in with the travisher and flush this up to the seat, but I don't know. I kind of like using a chisel here because it does give you that slightly faceted look, which makes these tenons pop out a little bit more when the finish is applied. Gives it that handmade look that I really like. Now, before on the front tenon where I went bevel up to smooth everything out, I can't do that here, so I'm just going to keep on the same process, but instead of referencing the wider flat back, this bevel is now my reference surface. So I can slice my way across just as before. And this bevel down pairing technique is something that it scares a lot of people because it's a very freehand technique, but it's something worth playing with because it can be incredibly useful. The chisel can get into just about any inside corner, hollowed out area, and being able to have some control over that chisel will go a really long way. So now that tenon is perfectly flush. I think I'm going to come back and clean up just this little area right there. And there we go. Paired flush. Feels great. It's already polished and finish ready. So I just have to repeat it on this last tenon. But that's the whole process. Just a single bench chisel, no carving gouges, no real specialized tools to do this. A regular old bench chisel can hollow out really any surface, no matter how concave or convex that surface is. So that's it from me this week, folks. If there are additional questions about the Perch Stool, let me know. I'll be applying finish hopefully in the next couple of days. But show up next Wednesday at 6 p.m., ask questions in the live session, or just send me an email. See everybody later.